Hello folks, Major Gosnell here, and this is going to be my second community spotlight video, and today we're looking at Matrim Helmsguards Base. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, it's correct.
Capital, and we're currently on the beta branch, so you might see some stuff that's not actually in the stable branch yet. So if you have any questions, just drop us a comment in the bottom of the video. So, do you want to show me around?
Yeah, I'd love to. So yeah, this is the outside. We can basically just start with the main room, I guess. It's where I do my fabricating and stuff like that. Yeah, just let this cycle through. I actually just expanded my base, so I have some nitrogen problems. Well, nitrogen problems. I'm just lacking some nitrogen. But in the beta branch, it's loads and loads of nitrogen in water. Yeah, in ice. Almost a bit too much. Why isn't this? Sorry.
Well, we're off to a good start.
Yeah, actually, I would love for them to fix the airlock, because now it's set at a typical 101 kPa, and like if you want to have it lower, like for instance in your fridge room or hydroponics, it'd be nice to set it to maybe 30 or something like that. So I just cancel pressurize.
Yeah, it would be handy, right? Yeah. But you can cancel it at least, which makes it a bit easier.
But it's a bit annoying when you come from the outside. It cycles through, doesn't want to pressurize, and you kind of have to like jump and look through the window to open it.
See how it is, yeah.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, this is my main room. It's all ventilated. I got some logic set up right above you here to say like if it's detecting any pollutants, it's going to start filtrating. So this volume pump is just taking it out.
And you've done the ceiling, do you?
Oh yeah, I can show
actually
you.
I think I can see the screws there. Yeah, the yeah.
So I color coded it all as well, so it's easier when you. This is a bit of a mess actually, because I took them down, took them up, had some problems with the volume pump.
I like the fact that you're color coding your logic chips. That's quite nice.
Yeah, it's when I took it up and down, up and down, up and down. I had to look over all the chips again. Time, which was this one again? And then yeah, color coding just helps, especially when with heat and cold. You can do the typical blue and red, so it's quite nice.
Very nice. What are you using the computer for?
Just a fabricator, really.
Ah, got you.
So I used to have a wall right behind her before, but I expanded. Got a little table here for my different tablets.
Color very nice. It's a very homely sort of thing to have them on hand.
Oh yeah. Just two lockers for the fabricator, really, and stuff I need.
Gotta say, your base is very neat and tidy. It's quite nice to look at.
Yeah, I actually spent an hour when you said you wanted to showcase a base just to make all these panels.
Nice. You cleaned for me. Thanks.
Yes.
Do you mind me asking? I noticed you have a pressure regulator up here, or sorry, control output. What's that for?
Yeah, that's a volume pump. That basically tells that's where my atmosphere is coming in. So I got 21% oxygen and 79% nitrogen coming in here. And it set my logic to, if it goes below 101 kPa, it just turn on and pump it in. And like I can show you afterwards, a gas mixer connected to this and the tanks on the outside. So I'll quick show you the upstairs.
Very nice.
Started as my power room, and like I'm using mostly the fabricator to make everything. So I just put all the other stuff up here, so it's not all messy.
How long did it take you to build this?
I think I have 200 hours on Stationeers, and I've only been doing this save, so help my brother out a bit. He's playing as well.
Very nice, gotta say.
And this, it took me a while to get the whole power grid thing, especially when it's becoming this big. You have to know the transformers. You have to know and check how much power goes through the cables and stuff like that.
Am I right in assuming that you've got substations with your power? Like these 4 batteries are only for this area?
Yeah, these are actually for this base, and I kind of had to connect it to the hydroponics room, because you need to power the hydroponics room, you need at least 4 solar panels, but I made it only 3 frames wide, so so I just had to kind of patch it into this network just to make it. Yeah. So I got my sleeper in the corner. I'm gonna move that soon. A bit more homely. Get some plants in here as well. We can show you the gas room and tank room, and I'll show you the hydroponics, and then we'll show you how to make food afterwards, right?
Okay, but just so anybody watching, the food hasn't been implemented in the main part of the game yet. This is on beta, just bear in mind.
And it's a bit bugged. Well, bugged. It's a bit broken right now because you get really hungry really fast, and you don't really have time to make everything before you starve. So,
do you want me asking what the chute is for here?
This is coming in from the arc furnace, so that I don't have to like.
It's cycled through every time, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
nice.
Just I'll take all the gas from the furnaces and just take it through the filtration system, so I don't lose anything, and then everything just gets thrown into the main room.
Very nice. I've got to say, of all the bases I've seen so far, yours is the only one that really feels like a livable space. All the other ones tend to be a little industrial. I've seen.
Yeah.
But this looks like a kind of like a home as well.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so it's basically the chute goes in here. I've set it to logic to set it to, if I put something into the bin here, it's gonna automatically just turn it on. I can quickly show you guys that here if you wanna.
This is the basic logic system, isn't it?
Yeah, for the furnace, the arc furnace. So if you guys just wanna.
I'm stuck on something here.
Set up.
Oh, there we go.
It's quite easy. Basically just reading the arc furnace if there's something in it, and I'm comparing it to the chute bin as well. I can't really remember. It's been a couple of days since I put it up. Feeling that you kind of need some time to think when you're doing the logic, because it's get really confusing too fast, you know.
Yeah, that's. I struggled with the basic stuff. God help me when I get onto more complicated stuff.
Yeah. So on the wall here, I have the basically just a gas mixer to do the furnace. Usually just set it here on the pressure regulator to about 20 kPa, and then it usually fires up pretty good, at least for steel. Comes to Invar and Constantan and all that, it's I have to fiddle a bit more, but it usually works.
Very nice. I like your gas storage. Just very neat and tidy.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, if you just come on this side, I'll just show you. Like all gases that comes from the furnaces or anything, it goes into this vent over the gas mixer here.
Okay.
This is also connected to the main room. So the main room, if it detects pollutants, it starts up, goes through the piping, and then it comes in at the other side of the filtration here. Starts with oxygen. Some radiators on the pipe just to cool it down.
Very nice. I'm assuming all of the filters are connected to one another.
Yeah.
So it's there's no waste whatsoever. It's all.
No. I do have, like, on the beta branch, they have this problem where water is just like, when you're going to mine, like to get nitrogen to for your atmosphere, it's you get too much water. So like I'm venting out stuff. Like I have a pressure regulator to the water and the pollutants, because that's what I really get too much of. Set that to, if you exceed 9,005 kPa, then you just vent it out. So like it's gonna fill the tanks first, and then if it has more, then it vents it out. You see on the nitrogen, the green one here? You see the pipe going up here and out?
Indeed.
And the oxygen, the white one. Those basically go to a gas mixer. And I'll show you that here.
And this is all unpressurized, this side of the base. Nice.
It goes to the gas mixer on this side. I haven't covered this up yet. I will make a new layer of tanks on this side, so I'm going to cover up afterwards. So it goes to this gas mixer, and one way goes to the main room, and the other one goes to the hydroponics, which I'll show you now.
Very nice. I love the way you've designed it. Like the single story, it's very, very beautiful looking base here. And
Yeah,
good use of
thanks.
the windows as well.
Yeah, I tried like a bit back and forth. Before we go in, I can show you the cooling towers. You see one here. That's one for the hydroponics, and the other one here is for my cooling room and the main room. I got this idea and design from Asa46. It's an Australian that makes Stationeers video. A shout out to him if he's watching. Thanks for the idea. And yeah, I'll show you the hydroponics here. This one, like I said, would be nice if I could set it to 25 kPa, the airlock here. And yeah, so...
Jeez, this is a very neat little setup you've got here.
Thanks. It's spending a lot of hours, so it's nice to hear, get some compliments for it.
No, like I've seen
yeah.
a couple of hydroponics rooms, and
Yeah.
but they weren't as advanced as yours are. So they were just like a single bed of plants and what have you, and everything felt very industrialized. But this, I like the way you've managed to get like 3 full walls of glass and only have one wall dedicated to the venting and what have you, and so a simple system as well.
One of the problems is that one of my tips for guys people watching is make sure, because now that wall is facing east, so I basically get half a day of sunlight, which isn't optimal. I wanted to change it, but I put all the pipings and everything in this airlock and these frames here, so it's it's not optimal, but I'll yeah.
Oh, so the sun is rising over here, is it? Or setting over here?
Yeah.
I see you.
A bit annoying. Yeah, and then I have my logic for it set both for... Set it to... I'm just taking the mix that I have from nitrogen and oxygen in the main room, and I've connected it to... I'll show you that here. A gas mixer and a tank with CO2. So I've put in maybe like 10% CO2 into that mix, and then I've said, just to have a constant flow of air, I've set the logic to pump in at up to from 25 to 30, and then if it goes above that, starts at 32 and then goes down to 29, so you'll always have a constant flow of air. Sorry.
Very nice. What are the power control units for here?
The what? Oh yeah, because I set up my own solder tracking on this one. I have logic chips for that one on the main building as well. So this one is basically just read the daylight sensor, and then you divide that by subtract 15 for the 15%.
It's the Schmitt trigger, isn't it?
This is not a Schmitt trigger, actually. I have one, another one. So this one is basically just taking away the 15% that the solar panels can't, because they kind of go all the way down to 180 degrees. So I just subtract the 15 degrees, and then I make the number into, because the solar panels can only read, it takes input from from 0 to 100. So I'm just changing the number to something that it can read from 180, subtract the 15, divide by 1.5, and min-max don't go above 100.
Very nice. I've got to say as well, I'm assuming that wiring must have taken you a while, given that it's on construction kit walls.
Don't even, yeah.
So anybody who's watching, you can't place wiring, or you can't place anything actually on construction kit walls, which are these walls here. So to do that, you need an iron frame or a steel frame.
Yeah.
You have to have constructed, place your wiring, deconstruct it. That's a lot of work there, and I don't know if people will fully appreciate that till they try it, but I can assure you that's not as easy as it looks to set up.
No, it takes you a while, especially like when you have too many things in one block, and then you're like, I'm just going to move this, and then you end up moving half your base.
Yeah, no, that's That's something
we
I
can
think
just float
devs
up
need to
here.
think about, though.
Yeah. So I'm just floating up here, just to show you the overview of it. I'm gonna connect some floor gratings here and make a walkway around everything, so I can walk up to the solar panels. As you can see here.
How many solar panels are you running?
4, 8, 12. It's about 20, I think. I'm actually starting to get worried that I'm going to put too much strain on the cables there. So
Well, I've heard that you can put nearly 100 solar panels on a single cable, on
yeah.
a heavy cable. So I think you should be well within the bounds of it.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it. No, that's good. That's actually comfort.
Don't take my word for it. This was off the forum, so maybe just double check just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. And by
If
the way,
anybody watching the video knows, let us know.
The cooling towers are way effective. So like I have logic that turns it on, and it if it goes above a certain point, and it only turns on for like one tick or half a second, because it's too effective. Really, it just cools everything down. And related to that, I can show you the freezer room. I'm not really done with it because right now I'm just venting out atmosphere. But I'm gonna make a passive vent here to make that go inside the cooling again. So I just have a locker here, and you can see the temperature is well below zero.
I'm actually getting a 0 reading here. 1 second, I'm just going to take out the handheld.
I'm getting minus 25 everywhere.
Oh, there we go. Minus 25 now.
Yeah. So basically just to, like, if I have an excess of oxides and volatiles and stuff like that, I can just go in here and just put it in there. That gas tank was my primary gas tank in the beginning of the game, and I use it kind of to if I need to depressurize the entire base. Now it's too big, so I actually need 2 tanks to do that now. But yeah, you know, always a work in progress. I do recommend for people to make the nuclear batteries, because it's just way more effective than having to run back and forth to charge up. Let's go inside and I'll show you the food.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed, and one of the reasons I'm going to redesign my own base is the simple fact that batteries, when you're trying to make videos, it's a nightmare, because mining, battery changing, batteries for tools, it's a real time drain.
Yeah, it is. What I've actually started doing is I'm carrying along with me 3 miner belts. So like when I'm running around, it's like I always find copper when I don't need it, and then you can just mine it when you see it, and you don't have the problem with the room and in your inventory and stuff like that. So it's nice to have some extra belts. Yeah, so let's show you the food.
I'm noticing here you don't have much lighting up here. Is there something I'm missing?
Yeah, it's basically I just put this this room up this morning, and
got you. So it looks nice, like.
Yeah, I haven't actually put lights in. Every time we show them to my friends, they're like, well, "Why is it dark in here?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm always using this light, so I don't know." Yeah, so the hydroponics room will grow if it has the right conditions. Like, it needs water at the right temperature. It needs to be like from 25 degrees to 30 degrees, and it needs to have at least some carbon dioxide, because plants use carbon dioxide to grow. Most people think that they take nutrients from the dirt, and that's what kind of gives them mass. But like they get their carbon from splitting this carbon dioxide and making oxygen. So yeah, so you get 2. Like when you plant them, you have 1 seed, and when you harvest it, you get 2 seeds, and then you just plant 1 again, and you have 1 excess. You take one of the wheat here, and then we put it into the top of this food processor. This reagent processor. You just put it in on the top and turn it on.
Oh, just to stress for anybody watching, this is only in the beta branch at the moment.
Yeah.
The food side of things.
Yeah. So pressing this on, and there we go. We got some flour, and we're gonna put this into the microwave. And remember to close it, and then turn the table on here. And takes about 3 seconds, and you get a cereal bar, which you have 4 bites of.
The most realistic thing in the game.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually like hoping they would do like you can do different kinds of cereal bars. Since I have corn, I have ferns, I have wheat and rice. Well, I don't have rice right now, but yeah, like that you'd need like 4 different kinds of corn or something like that just to have something. But I saw that what's his name? One of the developers, Heitmer. He was talking about working on recipes today, and that it might be out tomorrow on Beta Branch, of course. But yeah, turning things off just for stuff. I have one last thing I can actually show you.
Oh, wonderful.
Something that didn't work as intended because of the game, because of the rendering distance. It's a bit annoying. So yeah, I'm getting hungry, so I'm just gonna eat some. It's a bit annoying getting hungry all the time. Like, always change your batteries, always change your oxygen, and you have to eat as well.
That's the thing. I hope that they will have the creative mode up soon, because for myself, I'm not really pushed about the survival side. Like, obviously enough oxygen, what have you, but the whole feeding and drinking shit, I have very little interest in. I want to just focus on building, to be honest.
Yeah, especially when you don't know how the systems work. It's nice to be able to freely.
I hate to interrupt, but how long did it take you to carve out this little tunnel area?
It's something that I started doing in the beginning before they had the the fixed tracking stations, tracking beacons.
Oh, as a sort of guidance system, yeah?
Yeah, so I just made one trench that went east, one north, one south, and
That's a pretty smart idea, actually.
yeah, in the beginning it was nice, but now it's like when I'm walking this trench, I can't really see what's on the above the sides of it. So, but it's kind of nice that you like if I follow this trench, I know it'll be far enough away from the base that I don't make holes that I'm gonna fall into when it's night.
I do have a question. How the hell did you get the ground so smooth?
It's
how, like
just
using the mining drill. I would have flipping created numerous. That's like completely flat. Like, how the bloody hell did you manage that?
Time, I guess. Just.
Fair juice, man. Fair juice.
Yeah. So yeah, this is my mine station north, and it doesn't work as intended because I put lights on it on the top here.
But the draw distance isn't big enough.
Yeah. So
what I've noticed, if you spray paint those lights blue, you can see them from as far away as you are. The draw distance doesn't seem to affect them.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, because I usually see the battery when that's
the battery. Yeah, I think it's something to do with the blue color. You can see it from as far as way. Like, you can keep walking, you'll see it for a fair distance.
Fantastic.
I actually made the same mistake. I made a big, huge watchtower and had my lights up there, and just couldn't see it.
Yeah. So this is basically one to. In the beginning, I thought I could have a locker for ores and stuff, but then I started with the mining belts, and yeah, you kind of don't need it anymore. And the battery is just to keep the lights on if I needed it, and a battery charger, so I don't have to run all the way back if I need it. It's quite nice. And also you can see the block that's pointing towards the base, so
you know which direction you're sort of going. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so but like I have my trench, but it's nice to have. So
the another guy showed me on how the pipes. You can make like an arrow with the pipes. Well, a rough kind of arrow.
Yeah, that works. That's not a bad idea.
I'm baffled how you got this floor this smooth. All it took was one mishit with the mining drill. You would have had a big flipping crater in here.
Yeah. I think I have some areas where it's not really flat, but
I think we can forgive that.
No, yeah.
That's that. No, I'm actually, because when I'm trying to mine, like, I'm always making cock-ups and everything.
Yeah.
But I know this is quite nice. Very, very nice.
It
And
would be nice. The like you seen Astroneer? They
do you know,
have
it's one of those games I bought. I played
yeah
about 10 minutes and never went back to it.
yeah. No, I had the same problem. But what I really like about that you can fill in areas, and this game would be amazing if you can fill in these areas.
Yeah,
Because I've
that's
had
one
like
thing I would like to see because yeah, like mining underground and stuff, it's very easy to fuck it up.
it is. It's like especially when you're mining around and then a hole just appears below you, and then yeah. Jesus, that. Yeah, like I had too much water because the Better Branch has the like you can have one chunk of ice and it's like 3,000, 4,000 moles. So I have excess of water. This is where the water comes in, by the way. It just goes into the block here and goes below the grates, floor grading.
Very nice. Have you thought about implementing the large gas canisters that they've got in the beta?
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one actually.
You know they're already implemented on the beta.
Yeah, I was playing what's it called creative in space with some friends, and yeah, we used it for the ship that we made, a huge one. It's quite nice design actually. The great guys were working tirelessly on it for like 2 days.
The only thing you'd have to redesign your entire filtering room here if you were to implement them. They're twice as high.
Yeah, that's
the
one of the
catch,
things.
like. But to be honest with you,
but
you've got to
I
ask
actually,
yourself how much actual storage space you need for gas. Like, because
yeah,
these
that's
things
why
at the
I'm
moment are grand, like.
yeah, they are like I used to have consoles for it, but then I just started with the pipe analyzer. Um, but yeah, so I just started venting out everything that exceeds these portable tanks and the other tanks, because it's when you're gonna need it. When, like, of course, the game might be like when it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it might actually have a certain need for it. But you know, for now, like we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
that is a very impressive base. I think with my new series, I'm going to copy your design a little bit and build my
yes,
base above ground with the single block as the base foundation, because that's
yeah,
very neat and tidy, and looks and feels quite good. It feels like an actual base.
yeah. It's especially like getting the natural light in the mornings as well. This one is like I said, did this today, so it's just become I'm always sealing up every one of them. See, just so like if I do logic and stuff like that, that I don't have to like rename everything, and if it loses power and stuff like that, it has some power that I don't get stuck inside the door.
Yeah,
That happened to
that's
you?
one of the concerns. I got locked in my own airlock at one point.
Yeah, yeah. So like you can do the like if you did logic for it or set it up to the console, it says it's bolted shut. So like if you're stuck, you're stuck. But if you don't have any logic to it or don't have any console, you can just use your crowbar for it.
Yeah, no, this is very, and I like the coloring that you've done as well with the vents and stuff down here.
Oh yeah,
Having the red
thanks.
vents and what have you. It just adds a little bit of character to the place, I think,
Yeah,
rather
yeah, I
than
like
having
this.
everything
Yeah,
static and white. So
yeah,
yeah, no, it's thanks for letting me take a look around. It's I'm going to be stealing some of your ideas.
yeah, that's fantastic. Also, like we were talking about the Schmitt trigger earlier. I just want to show you that. Because Grey Duster, he did an episode when he's doing automating his like what's it called a solid generator. He's trying to automate it to start the coal burning if it drops below I think 0.3 percent or something like that, and then kind of starts it if it like stop it if it gets above a certain point. So let's see. You can see the reader temp, the black one here,
Hmm.
reads the sensor. I have a compare unit that compares that to the minimum temperature. And then I have a select unit over here. This is the tricky part with the Schmitt trigger, where you first set the compare to the minimum and the reader for the sensor. And then you use this select unit. It takes the numbers from the compare unit, and it needs to be a true and false chip or statement. I set the 0, which is the false, to the minimum temperature, and then the true, or the 1, to the target temperature that I want. And then I go back to the compare unit, and I set the compare unit that used to be on minimum temperature to the logic select. And then it will basically take the true and false, well, switch between the true and false from the select unit. And then you can take the number that they compare, because then it will switch between the high and lows. And I just read that out to, not write that out to the heaters in this instance.
That is very nicely done. So, what I might do there...
I really love the Schmitt trigger. I used some hours to get my head around it, but as soon as I'm using it for everything now, it's...
No,
you were saying? Sorry?
Yeah, no, the first Schmitt trigger I did, like, I was running my mind over how the fuck is this reading the right temperatures, because I did one video where I set for the heaters to switch on and off. And I was trying to set it at like a dead zone between 20 and 30 degrees, and I couldn't get my head around it until I finally figured it out, like an example, an analogy. I'm tired. And an analogy, or whatever the fuck you call it. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? And just to figure it out logically, because it is. Yeah, it's kind of quite complicated.
Yeah, it's a bit weird in the beginning, but like, it's when I got my head around, it was like I couldn't stop talking about it because it's quite brilliant.
The thing I would say to anybody watching, like if you're getting stuck with the logic, just get on the Discord, because the community will help you a lot. The community here seems to be really nice at the moment, and hopefully that will continue. But we are playing an online game, so yeah, that's probably not going to happen. But for the time being, like if you have questions about logic, hop on the Discord, and people will try to help you out.
Oh, they will. Like I actually had the guys I was building the ship with, JJ and Toy Boy. They actually spent hours like helping me out with the game port forwarding, so I could join their games. They helped me out with the some logic, and like they'll actually like they'll sit on hold for you. So I'm kind of amazed, actually.
Yeah, no, it's quite a little community we have here at the moment. Anyway, I think we should probably call a halt with the video here now. So thanks for watching, everybody. And Matrim, real pleasure to take a look around your base, and I will definitely be stealing your ideas.